So, the question is, can black people be racist? My quick answer is yeah, we can be racist, but with an explanation. And before y'all pull my black card or woke card or whatever cards y'all handing out this month, hear me out, all right? Because if we look up the definition of racist, which I have pulled up right here, I'm going to explain how black people can, and in fact should be, racist by the year, in this year, so-called 2020. All right? So just hear me out before you cuss me out. That's all I'm asking. All right? Now, the word racist is defined as a person who shows or feels discrimination or prejudice against people of other races. I'm going to deal with that part first. Because what you got to understand, and, you know, my understanding of other races is that other races have treated black people like complete and utter trash. They don't stand up against the unfair treatment of black people. And thus, I'm going to be prejudiced against or discriminatory against other races of people. The occupants of the caves, the descendants of the caves, I have every reason to be racist, have prejudice, or discriminate against them based on the things that they have done and the things that they continue to do. Because a lot of times we'll put their behavior in the past. No. They're still out here doing it right now. There are institutions built, which we'll get to these institutions here in a second, but they're still waging a battle against black people. This is not something that stopped 30 years ago and black people holding on to a grudge. No. This is shit that's still happening right now. You will see black people being treated unfairly, brutalized by the cops, 3Ks. You know, we can get up in Starbucks, Waffle Houses, businesses, whether it's H&M, Gucci, all these motherfuckers out here still being racist against black people. Therefore, our response must be to be prejudiced and discriminatory, untrusting of other groups of people based on their behavior, based on their ability to be comforting or comforted in this system as they continue to do nothing to stop racism against black people. So yes, I have prejudice. Yes, I'm discriminatory. But it's with an explanation. You see, other groups of people are racist against black people with no explanation. They can't sit and break down to you why they hate black people other than it simply being a matter of the color of our skin. Our melanin. That's it. That is all. We've done nothing to no one. We ain't did shit to nobody. We are sitting out here, ain't did shit to nobody, but be born black. And we're born into a society and a world that hates us on that simple fact alone. Nothing we've done historically, no practices we have in place, which we'll deal with that here more in a second. So black people are racist with an explanation. And one of the things that we have to deal with when you have other black people that will call you racist, they're not looking at this. I'll have black people call me racist for saying shit like, well, black people should not be wearing white people on their clothing. We should not be gassing up their beauty, their characters, or their beauty standards amongst our people. Black people will call you racist for that. These are ignorant black people who don't understand, well, this is just me fighting back the propaganda because there is an entire society that is taught to make you believe that you are ugly. It's not my fault that it's like that. It's none of our faults that it's like that. But that leads to me being prejudiced and discriminatory against the people who are in control of this system, the caves. I'm racist with an explanation. You are racist without one. Or, when I say you in this particular instance, I'm talking about the caves. They're racist without one. Had I been born into a world where white people were never racist and they just out here and they exist and, they ain't doing shit to hold nobody back, everybody on equal foot and everything is cool, well then I wouldn't be racist. I'm racist based on what the fuck y'all have done and what you continue to do. You see. The second part of the definition of racist says, or who believes that a particular race is superior to another. I believe that black people are superior to other races of people. Biologically. And even their scientists will say this. Even though we've seen a lot of the propaganda where their scientists will try to deny it sometimes. But biologically, black people are superior. Black people can go sit in the sun and don't have to worry about getting boils. And you'll have these coon-ass black folk that talk about how they don't want to get darker. That's just some coon ideology. But we ain't got to worry about getting boils and, having our skin just peel off our fucking bodies. And we ain't got to worry about no shit like that. The thing that gives, the energy source that gives life to all things on this planet isn't burning the fuck out of us in the degree. Because some people will say, well, black people, I had got sunburnt before. I'm talking about to the degree, for you motherfuckers. To the degree that white folk will get burnt the fuck up out here, no. To the degree that non-melanated people get burnt the fuck up out here, no. You're superior. Your organs are superior, which is why they're stealing them. The value of melanin alone is worth more than gold. Superior. That's not my fault. It's a matter of fact. And if me believing that black people are superior makes me a racist, shoulders. Y'all say shrugs for people who don't understand me when I say shoulders. That's just a matter of biological fact. Other groups of people who believe they are superior are doing it based on just them having the idea that they are. It's not based in real shit. Based in material things that they may have. Based on institutions that they have kept our people out of. It's not based on no real shit. Based on the amount of money they have. Not based on anything that would really matter out here. If all money is stripped away and we left to fend for ourselves. How the elements would treat the people. That's just a matter of fact. So again, even based on this second part of the definition, black people can be racist, but again, with an explanation. What black people cannot do is practice racism. Because racism is about controlling the industries, controlling the infrastructure in which you could keep a race of people out based on their skin tone, based on their race. You not being able to get that business loan, black man, black woman. That's somebody practicing racism against you. You being the the population, really, the majority population in the prisons. That's racism. Because they're in control of the cops, 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up, that are sent out here to meet quotas with your bodies based on the fact that you're black. Policies implemented against you, like stop and frisk. Policies like the Jim Crow, or the policies that were practiced during the Jim Crow era. Where your life for you to be murdered was legal. You could be lynched legal. That's how a motherfucker practice racism, because they have judges, courts, cops, lawyers, all, clearly this is a crime. Clearly this lynch mob murdering this black man or woman or child is a crime per even your law books, but because the victim is black, it doesn't matter. That's practicing racism. To enslave a people based on their skin tone. That's practicing racism. Black folk ain't never did no shit like that. As I mentioned, the reason why we have prejudice or be discriminatory was because everything that we saw happen to our people, everything that we see happening to our people. How our people are handled by the cops. The times that the cops will sit around here and murder our people. How we can get kicked all about the Starbucks just for being black. How you get stopped just for being black. How you have all this anti-black propaganda all up on the television. How we're depicted as only thugs and hoodlums. Because they control the TV. They control the media. So they can practice racism. Black people cannot practice racism. We can be racist, but we can't practice racism. And we're only racist with an explanation. Imagine if we was born in another world. Well, none of this shit had happened, and none of it was happening. Imagine if they didn't decide to be fucking savages all up in the caves and decide to come out here and treat a group of people like that. Redline people. Take away jobs. Imagine a world where that wasn't happening. Then I wouldn't have to be racist. I cannot help. I cannot control the world I was born in. I cannot ignore what's going on out here. The people who practice racism and are racist against black people have no just cause. No explanation. They try to come up with little stupid ass shit, but it's not built on any of our people committing acts of genocide against them, atrocities against them, at all. At all. They try to turn it into, the way that we've been forced to fend for ourselves a lot of times. Where it would be, taking some shit if we needed it. Selling some drugs. They'll try to turn our predicament, as they've held us back historically. A black child can't be judged or cannot control whether or not they're born in a ghetto with far less opportunities. As we see the way that they've built up this public school system in America. 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up incorporated. We don't, you just born out here. They try to be racist to us or justify their racism towards us per our circumstance. Now, a lot of us allow this to work. A lot of us even feed into the mentalities. And you talk to some of these so-called black conservatives, they feed into this. Well, they'll be okay with the racism because, well, you know, they're okay with white racism towards black people based on the fact that black people are put into circumstances that other people just aren't put into. So I believe that black people have every right to be racist because we have an explanation. We have a backstory. We have a present day happening. It ain't over. It ain't stopped. So I do believe we can be racist, and quite frankly should be. The only way I feel like a black person, you know, isn't racist is because they're not paying attention. And they falling for the programming that we supposed to be out here just trying to convince white folk all down off in the caves to like us and accept us. You see. You don't bring a people, enslave a people that were already here. Bring a people from a continent as slaves. Strip away their religion, their language, their culture. Rape, murder, mutilate, brutalize. You don't do that and then turn around and act like we shouldn't hate your motherfucking ass for it because you haven't rectified it at all, and you came up with a new way to imprison our people or to enslave our people via this privatized prison complex. Harsh mandatory minimums. You don't get to do that and then tell me there's something wrong with me. I'm racist. You goddamn right I'm racist. I have every right to be racist. They have none. And it's where they can practice racism. We can't practice racism. To me, that's the difference. That's my belief. Now, I know that this may go against some of what you believe. I'm fine with that. I don't want y'all getting too far or all off in arms over it. I ain't saying this shit to insult nobody or anything like that. These are just my beliefs. I understand what some of our scholars have said, but I believe this. I do believe that black people can and should be racist because we have every reason to be. But we can't practice racism because we're not in control of the institutions to be able to actively practice racism. So I don't want y'all to be mad. But hopefully y'all heard me out. If you have some, something you want to say, just keep it respectful if you're going to disagree. I will ask for that. Because again, this isn't me doing anything necessarily, going at nobody. This is just what I believe and what I think. And in my opinion, yeah, I'm a racist. But I can tell you why. So, that's all the fuck I wanted to say. Y'all comment if you feel need to comment. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Links to follow me on social media in the description box. Black first, second, and third. Because we have to be. Because that's where we were born. That's the situation we were born in. We don't have a fucking choice. Shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. I'm out.